Hi there and welcome to my channel. This is Kate in the nest in Australia and I'm so glad you could join me. It's way dark here. It's been a busy day. I've been working with my journals and now finally I have time to do some stitching. I've seen some lovely friends. My husband is out, so as one of you reminded me, in the middle of winter in Australia, what better thing is there to do than to get your stitching out? So if you've been following along, it's the end of Rachel and Sarah's Journal of Stitchery Volume 5. I've committed to finishing everything and on the weekend sharing all my pieces. So, but I've still got a little bit of work to do, and I thought, because I shared it the other day, this is my big covered sewing basket, and I have chosen to keep works in progress and finished works in here. So just hopefully this doesn't bang the camera. By the way, how are you? Are you feeling good? Are you finished the challenge and ready to start? Da-da-da-da. This is a little collection of my bits and pieces so far. You've seen my nest very often lately. Here's my huswif. Here's my huswif that I travelled with. Here's my things that I haven't done. Here's my pouch. I'm thinking that I'd like to look at that with you. And here's my work in progress, my little, it's a needlebook, but really in the context, I'm thinking of it as a huswif. And just as a quick reminder, because this was the giant one, there's the reveal of 2 weeks, or have I been home 3 weeks? Treasures that I collected from my last travels. So this is proving really practical. I know it's big, but I love just being able to go to it and see my works in progress. So straight into stitching, and sorry about the shadow. As I said, it's very dark. So where are we going to start? This is a pouch that, oh gosh, sometimes I forget things very easily. I was looking for that today. I forgot I'd put it in there. This is going to hold my harvested flowers. Hi Rachel, hi Sarah. Thank you for your videos that I watched this morning. Such joy seeing your vessels finished. Sarah, we'll see you at the craft show next week. The Girls of Green Door, as Green Door Studios goes on tour. Certainly going to see you and Beck. And Rachel, thank you so much for talking about harvesting, because I suppose that's what, you know, I do think of these repurposed embroideries and treasures as something that we can share the joy, pick the flowers and go from there. So this just needs the final bits of work, and I really do not like that blue. I keep showing you that. And I've got pink in my needle. So let's just, sorry, I better check that you can see this. You may not. This is just going to get me into the stitching zone. So this is a new, well, I've had it for ages. It's new old pink cotton, and I'm just going to do some seed stitch in here, which I've learned is tiny little stitches that can go in any direction to fill in the space. So I hope that your day has been a good one, or you're planning to have a good one. If you are just waking up to this, as usual, I want to acknowledge and thank every person that is taking the time to join me. I'm one very happy stitcher and journaler and maker and crocheter, and happiness is really as a result of having more time when I'm not working to do my stitching. And this week I've been fortunate because I've been snuck some in midweek, not having to save it to the weekend. It may not continue. I've had some work emails and I'm realizing that time is disappearing fast. And I suppose that's what has led me to work on this pouch tonight. I started this when I was in the States a few weeks ago. I called it my pouch of joy because it contains so many little pieces that I brought over there. I stitched it in airports, in Ubers, on trains, and as I'm about to travel again, I'm thinking that I'm going to take my little colourful, this piece, with me, because again I'm learning to cut down on size, especially now I'm going carry on. So that's what I suppose has started me thinking about packing and about what am I going to take with me. Now I know quite a few in the States and Canada are sharing your amazing summer vacations. So many are travelling to see family, enjoying the outdoors, and I know that's true for Europe too, although I do hear that it's been a bit rainy in some places and very hot in others. So we've had a mild week this week, blue sky every day and sunshine, which always makes us feel better. Okay, so I'm just now randomly filling in spaces because I've still got thread on my needle. So just letting the needle and the fabric tell me where it wants to go. I'm really starting to enjoy this. Haven't done, I don't know what that's even called, but I know people who've done Fleur's courses and many who are way more beautiful sewers and embroiderers than me do that all the time. I'm just starting to feel confident enough, but I do love that look of having a harvested flower and then sewing over the top. There we go. And I think I've shared this, I'm deliberately not going to go overboard on the inside of this pouch. I'm going to do a closure and a few more bits of stitching on it. Okay, so where to next is this piece, and I'd like to do a few things on it quite quickly. Someone said you're very prolific. I actually think I'm probably more fast than prolific. So I just sort of do things on the impulse and dart from project to project. So it may look like I've done more than I have. Okay, so this is that blanket. Remember, I'm doing the stories with my nests. There's my little crochet and my special pink button, sending love and thoughts. And I'm just starting to really enjoy this idea of dressing even the pages that hold the needles. Why should they not be dressed for the fiesta? It's a bit thick, but I actually think that looks more interesting than me tucking it around. So let's just decorate the edges. Again, I need to acknowledge all those of us who've been doing their prompts, and I mean, honestly, so many people are sharing their completed volume 5, and it is mind-blowing. I think we should all give ourselves a little tap. I'm new and I almost feel like an imposter because this is my first prompt that I've ever done, but I can see why this is so addictive. And you know, let's not forget to say how incredible are the minds of Sarah and Rachel for thinking of this and uniting us with the Journal of Stitchery. Thousands and thousands. It's incredible. I just realised, what if I'm... Oh, I am on. Sorry, it's so bright, this orange. Or yellow. I'll turn it down in a minute. Meaning I'll go to a different page. Alright, so that's a quick little bit of trim there. Let's do a finishing stitch. Start to think about some other bits and pieces. I had this blue flower, and I've taken the time to, after yesterday's disaster with my mum's special 3D flower, and it's slipping into the wrong place, I've been reminded that pins are good friends. And I have got the glue that my mum recommended too, but I haven't opened it yet. So let's just put this little blue flower on the back of the needlebook using pink variegated. Just go around the edge in blanket stitch. You might be able to see that I'm working on toning. In fact, we might do the middle now. That was that quite stiff fabric, but I've gone over and done some petal work on that, and I'm going to get rid of that green center soon. So as always, I hope you're making along with me. Taking the time for you, which is what we need. A dear friend tonight was reminding about balance and how important it is for us to take the time. And I know she, as well as a few of you, have said, you know, I make videos called Kate Can't Stop Stitching, and she said, well, why do you have to? And I go, oh, sometimes I just feel maybe I'm doing too much. The laundry is piling up. But hey, it's much more fun than the laundry. right now I'm in my pajamas anyway, so I didn't need to iron anything. I hope you can hear that. The thread, just the sound of thread going through is just the best. Okay, now where are we going to go after this? I've got some scraps, excuse me, of doily that I was using before on my journals in the neutrals, or could we pop some Fiesta? I think so. So this is I haven't seen many of these patterns, very dirty in the center, which probably means it was loved very much and had an ornament on it. Can't remember when I found this in a Oppie or a Vinnie's or a sewing basket. Can't remember. So I'm thinking of having the garden. I'll cut one extra just in case. So that's beautiful pink here. Many of you have said you've liked my closure idea with that little crochet flower. What do we want to do? It comes out from that flower, goes down over that. Or do we want to lead it from here? I'll lead it from there. I think anything would work. I'm thinking if we orange and pink into pink, let's just put that there. Think about that coming over to unite with that pink, and then I've got this little flower burst here, and I have got this beautiful little flower that I found before, and I was thinking the green leaf. Petal out there. Sometimes it's worth, I'm standing up, but because the light isn't good. And then I can do all sorts of pink and things to tone that down. Over here, yep, I've got lots of mustard, which can also be embellished. Okay, so did I have thread on my needle? I think I did, but where did I put it? Okay, that's where this all started. I I usually like to lead from one place to another, but in this instance I won't, so I'll just make a little bit of a daisy to finish off here. So this way you get, I think it's double value. You're securing your knot, but you're also making a flower. I am so excited. I'm just looking at this. So many of you have said that you're getting your crochet hooks out. So that is joy to hear. Not that we all have to do that, but it just is a nice compliment if you want to try some things out. I've got a list a mile long of projects. You like that? I said to my mum, I haven't got time to do everything. In the most fun way, and she totally understood. Okay, so we know that's going to go down there, meet up with that beautiful pink cotton flower. Here's this flower. Let's see if we can just start to join this part of the garden. I do like the idea that there's that stem coming down underneath and leaves there. I've even got a green pin. How unusual is that? And I've put this beautiful old, I just put it in a little way more so we can see that hot pink stitching there. Yeah. So to frame the corner, I was thinking today, like, one of the hardest things is to know where, with our work, especially my vessels, I've been thinking, like, where do you stop? Where do you say, okay, that's enough embellishing? Or do you go, oh, it just needs a little bit more canter there, or I can see that bit of material. I'm really thinking I don't want to stop. So as I shared, I think, like when I travel and take these little bits with me, I can just get a needle out anytime and add embellishment. So I think that is such a beautiful part of this making style. And many of you have shared, and I want to say thank you for your honesty, how therapeutic you find stitching. Me too. I think many of us, and maybe all of us, have times where life is tough, things happen that we don't plan, and to know that we can, oh, I took my flower out with that pin, didn't mean to, that we have a way of expressing ourselves that calms us down in those times is such an absolute benefit. So this time I'm not even thinking twice about travelling by myself because I'll have all of you with me and my stitching. So this is a pocket, so I don't want to go too far into there. That's the pin showing through. Okay, that's going to go down there. Let's turn that green centre into a different colour. But have I got, actually I don't know what I bought. Oh yeah, I've got some yellow. So I really enjoyed doing that. So let's see if I'm wondering, rather than French knots, if I try, oh, this is brave, okay. This may not work. I'm thinking if I do like a satin stitch first, might take away most of the green, and then I can do some layers on top. If I do this in the yellow, I could even come back and do them in pink or something. My drive to Sydney is catching up with me. Feeling a bit tired, and I'm just streaming as I was stitching. I thought, oh, I'm just going to move out and watch something very relaxing while I continue stitching. I don't know what it will be, but I'm already looking forward to it. I suppose with satin stitch, it's about getting your tension right as well. Okay, I've left a big gap over there. I don't think that matters because I'm not going through to the other side, so I'm just going to come over and reinforce, and I could do some split ones if I wanted. But can you see the difference? Still a bit greeny, but it's turning yellow. And I'm thinking I might like to showcase these tiny lines. Oh, so tough, this is material. I probably should have washed it. It came straight from the sewing basket as I think it was a vintage piece or something, but it's pretty stiff. So these lines are already there. So just highlighting them. I am going to be doing Fleur Woods' courses, well, one this year and one next year, and I just can't wait to sit amongst everyone and particularly be guided by Fleur, because her work is astonishing, and she starts the flowers from scratch. Very satisfying feeling here. Okay, it's slowing down because it's just meditative. And because this is the pearl cotton, it's got this lovely little sheen on it. We're not doing justice in the nighttime with Kate's pool lighting. But there you are. You see those? All right, I've got lots to do, so I'm going to spare you much of my joy. I'd love to keep going, but I'm going to keep stitching for at least an hour or so more, and I'll see how far I get before sleep calls me. So, what have we done? Some needlebook, which is really going to turn into a huswif to take on the plane with me. Pouch of joy. You saw my big sewing box before, and whatever you're working on, I hope. You can see this is brighter than that, but they sort of all go together. Put my flower there, and this is Kate saying good night, and I'll see you next time. Bye.